let's play with this stencil. All right. Ooh, look at how pretty. Okay. We're gonna try something a little bit different today, guys, because I am working on this. This is a collaboration with Curiously Michelle, and she has put together a whole bunch, 12 different creators who are doing this, and this is Curiously Altered Choco Box for February, and it started yesterday with Curiously Michelle, and I'm the second one. I'm super excited about this. And so I have this chocolate box where I have already eaten all of these chocolates, and you can see that it's empty now, but I'm going to alter this box. And what I was thinking, I have gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and not been very decisive about what I want to do with this. So, but today is the day where I'm gonna jump in and do this. Is what I was thinking about. And I don't think I'm going to necessarily do a whole lot with the bottom of this box, because I might wind up covering this with just some thin paper. I don't really want to do anything that's going to impede this box being able to open and close, and I'm afraid that if I put a lot of layers of fabric or something, because I thought about covering the whole thing in fabric, and if I do that, then I think I'm not going to be able to open and pull this lid off. So there's kind of that thought going on. But we'll see what we need to do with that. But what I'm going to do, and I've already taken this apart, is I'm just going to open this up. And I'll show you, like, there's these kind of tabs in here. And I can probably show you on the bottom because I haven't really. And they're just kind of set in here. And so if you kind of go in there and just pull them back, and there is chocolate still in here hiding, you can just open this flap right up, and then that can kind of pop back in there, and that's what holds the box kind of together. So that's what I've already done with this, just to you know, test this on off camera. Now is what I want to do with this is I am probably going to cover this with some paper, because, and I'm probably going to sand it down a little bit first to make sure that whatever I'm putting on here is going to stick. And I'm just going to cover this with some probably, I am going to cover this with some happy paper. Paint this afterwards, and I don't want to worry about this shining through. I want to cover this up completely. I will say that there's a lot of things that I really like about this box. I really love the green and the red and the pink. The lettering is really pretty, and this is really pretty. I'm just going to go ahead and cover all of that up though, to start out with. So I'm going to start out, and the first thing I'm going to do to cover that is I am going to sand this to give this a little bit. This is very, very smooth and very, very, I'm afraid that, like, the glue is not going to stick to this if I don't do this. But first, I'm going to cover up all of this yellow and all of this beautiful green. I do love these flowers. These flowers are pretty. We picked this. You can see it's like already, you can still see straight through it. Okay, hopefully we are going to be able to cover this up. Let's use this glue stick. I think this glue stick is the same thing. And I also think this one's kind of better than that one. All right. Do there. All right. So now, if we place this stencil, and I'm going to line it up on the sides so it's kind of evenly distributed. And centered. Okay. This seems like a good time to get out, excuse me, this modeling paste that I've had. And we can just apply this with our favorite putty knife. I should probably buy some metal ones. I always feel like I'm happy with how waxy these are. This is a Stencil Girl stencil. I'm looking for it. I think I got this from the Stencil Girl Club. Well, I was in Stencil Girl for a while. And here I am, just trying to get this to go on. This is my main task here. And I wanted to do this because I thought it would give us a nice, it'd be nice to have kind of a lacy kind of a texture here, is what I was thinking. Patience. Patience pays off here. I do think is what I need to do is go find my putty knife. Kind of do this with a metal blade rather than with this. I wonder if I have anything else up here. Hesitate to do this. Okay. It's gonna clean right off there. Yeah. It's all about having the right tools, you know, sometimes. So much easier this way. Okay. Pressing enough. The problem is that it's like, see what I'm saying? In the center here. There we go. There we go. There we go. So you can add a little bit of pushback underneath. Okay. I need to get this pulled right off of here. Get my sleeve in it. Okay. Okay. I am going to pull this off. And it is really pretty, guys. Wow. Okay. I don't have any place to put this stuff, but I need to go wash this off. My good ruler that I like for tearing. Okay. And so I'm going to just very carefully scrape this off of the edges. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's a little smooshed right there, and that's okay. So I've been downstairs and I have cleaned my stencil up, and I'm waiting for this to dry, and not a week's dry like it should. I'm going to go ahead and apply these die cuts that I made that I wanted to use on this project as well to give it a little bit of additional texture. And you can glue these on with matte medium. I'm going to use this clear gesso to add this on. And this should add this clear gesso will adhere the die cuts there. I cut these out of just some plain white cardstock. And just wanted a little bit of additional texture. I'm just going to kind of put these on wherever I think they'll go. And I have dragonflies, and I have these little white flowers. I'll cut that off when I'm done. Let's get rid of that one because it's not quite right. This brush is kind of stiff and not. It's going to be a lot of brush strokes. That is what we have so far. I know that it's a little bit difficult to see the white on white. It is kind of wrinkly on the sides, which is a little bit of a problem, but that one's actually not too bad. And then this one's a little bit worse. But we've got that going on. There you can kind of see that. This will, I'm going to go over this, and as we finish that, that's going to kind of really finish this off. And hopefully by the end, you're going to really be able to see that really well. I'm going to set this aside to dry, and we can work on the bottom, which I'm gonna get something. There's actually a paper towel here. Let's clean up a little bit. Let's clean up a little bit and decide what we want the inside of our box to look like. So this is pretty much completely dry. I didn't do anything with the bottom of this because I wasn't sure what color this was going to come out. So kind of going slow on this, and I'm going to paint this, and I have this kind of experimental idea of painting this with a base coat of, this is transparent red oxide. I'm just going to give it kind of a rusty or aged look, hopefully. I'm just going to water that down a little tiny bit and use this wet paintbrush. And so I'm just going to kind of coat this onto here. This is the base coat. And then we'll let this dry again. So that is the base coat. That is all the sides. So you still see these diamonds. All that will, I'm not going to paint them like a different color, so that might be as much as I can get on here. But I have, look at how pretty the top of this box is, right? But right here. Which is fine. I think this is what I need to do is cover the inside of the box. I'm going to put inside of this box. I'm going to paint the inside and the sides of this box. I'm going to get this a little bit of texture, especially on the inside of this box. I'm not really so sure. And again, a little bit concerned about sliding this box on and off again, the way that this box is constructed. So what I'm probably going to do is, once I have seen what color this is, I'm going to just cover the whole outside of this box with a piece of paper, a lot like we did with the other box. I don't want to really paint this because I don't think we're going to get really good coverage on this. I guess we could cover it with a white and then paint it the same way that we're painting this. Might be a way to go. Okay, we're going to cover all of this up basically. That's just kind of an undercoat. All right, I am back. I've put a coat of paint on here, and now I'm gonna do, I wanted to use this as an undercolor, and what I'm gonna put on here next is I'm gonna cover this mostly with white and a little bit of blue tinge, and so this should add some shadow. If I can get this open, let me see. It's sealed shut. Okay. That hurts. Okay. This is a titanium white, and that's kind of a lot, but also I wanted to give good coverage on this, and this is, titanium white should be a fairly opaque paint, and I'm going to add a little tiny bit of teal. I don't want it to be super blue, but I want to give it just a little bit of a tinge of blue. Okay, and then I am going to add just a little bit of water to this and mix it up good. You guys will consider either making an altered chocolate box or, any other box. And if you do, you can share it on social media, Instagram, Facebook, under the hashtag Curiously Altered Choco Box. Find the hashtag in the description. And, then everybody who's participating will certainly come and check out your work, and leave a comment down below too if you plan on doing this. I have had a lot of fun. This has been quite the project, and I'm really happy with the way that this is coming out right now. I think I have some paper that will look great and kind of tie the inside and the outside of my box together. I like it a lot. Okay, set that aside, let that dry. It needs a little bit more there. And also we need to do something. I'm thinking I'm going to put something down on the bottom of here. So, but I'm definitely going to want to do a quick once over. And this is not completely dry, and I should probably let it completely dry. And for this, I might want to add a little bit more of the teal anyway, because I'm using that same color scheme. And the other thing is I can come in with that same stencil we used on the top, and I can apply a light stencil coat to the sides of this box to give it a little bit of something as well once this is dried all the way. So I will probably go ahead and do that. After I let this dry. And let's just look and see if we think this has got another covered enough. I think it is. Okay. So I think that that's a good coating on that. And we can let that dry. And while I'm letting this dry, I'm going to go find some paper that I think I have that I can use to make a bottom for the inside of this box. Again, I'll probably, anyway, let's let that dry. Let everything dry really good again. Finished this up and I forgot to hit the record, but I think I got most of it. Let me show you what I've done. I did come back and I found just a piece of paper, a piece of cardstock that I had that's perfect with these colors, and so I just put that down in here. You could, of course, probably have flecked paint on to a piece of paper if you have a matching piece of paper in one of these colors and then the paint in the other color. You could do that. I have stenciled the stencil from the top of the box onto the side of the box, and I just used vintage photo distressing for that in a color that I felt like would coordinate with the whole thing. I didn't do anything on the bottom more than I did. It does have that kind of paintbrush textured a little bit, just to give it a little bit of something. I don't think you'll see a whole lot of that, but there is the box with the stencils, and I stenciled here and I stenciled there. I went ahead and painted the inside of the box too, the inside cover, just to match. I haven't put any hardware or anything on this, but you could use, like if you have them, you could put some corners on here, or some handles would be fine and wonderful thing to do. But I really love the way this came out with, I got the texture that I wanted. I will definitely, I have a couple more ideas. So if I get some more chocolates this month, which I feel like I should, I'll definitely be grabbing those boxes and saving them from the trash and playing around with this a little bit more. Also, I mean, I do love these die cuts, just the way that they're very subtle, but they add some texture and interest to the sides of this box. So I'll probably use this to make tags and maybe even background paper in my journals in the future. So this would be really cool for a number of things. It really is very cool technique, and I love I will have to write this down. I'm going to write this down in my commonplace notebook. Just this color combination is really fantastic. And this was the red oxide, transparent red oxide, and then that white watered down teal over the top gives us kind of a really cool patina that looks a little coppery, which I really, really love. Love, love, love this. So I will be using these techniques again. I will make another box because I really kind of want to try covering one in fabric as well. This was a great box to work with, I have to say too. It was very well constructed and also easy to deconstruct and reconstruct it in a new way. So really enjoyed working with this box as well. So thanks to Curiously Michelle for hosting this collab and having this idea so I could try these things out. Be sure to watch Casey's stream tomorrow. He is, I believe, doing a live, so join for the live if you can, because he's always fun to watch and very friendly, and he does very cool stuff, as do, I mean, I'm really excited to see what all of the creators are going to do, because this is just, I feel very honored to be asked to participate in this group, because I think that they do really great work, and I'm really excited to see what everybody does. And so having said that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching today, and I hope that you too will make a altered Choco box, and because this was really a lot of fun, and thinking about this, like I said, I got so many cool ideas, and of course now that I've done it, I think that I would really like to try a lot of these things again. There's a lot of other things that I want to try, so I am just thrilled. Love the colors. These are just fantastic. I'm so happy, and it feels so cool. So I'm gonna say goodbye, and I hope you'll join me next time, and until then, stitch scrappily and scrap happily. Bye bye.